Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode. So last episode we went and we got titanium ingots from the other planet. And yes, I'm going to use them, but I want to get the main system in place now. So this is the concept for the main bus line at the moment. So here we have the material, and it requires graphene, supermagnetic rings, and conveyor belts. So let's say, for example, this one would be conveyor belts, this one would be supermagnetic rings, and this one would be graphene. It's not how it is going to be, but that's for example. And then some of it goes down to the constructor to go into these, and we'll keep $15, let's say. Like 10 stacks, and then it will back up and everything will go straight as opposed to splitting, because that's how splitters work. And then this needs this turbine, so it will go, and then let's say that bolt is the next turbine and that bolt is the sorter, and it will go down. And this needs circuit boards and so on and so forth. So each bolt going this way will have a material signed up to it, and no matter how we do this, these bolts should not ever interfere with each other because of the spacing. So there's always a spot for the bolt coming down because it takes up one of the side slots. I will have to figure out the order and put all the order in, and then just connect it all up to each individual crafter, and then the crafters will make everything, and this should be an expandable setup compared to the last one. This is the only iron, like this is the only vein I believe in this whole area, and I think there might be an oil node somewhere as well. Oh, there. We will try and avoid the crude oil. It's near the top of the system, so it should be okay. And then, if you saw, this requires a different belt type. There's not a lot of materials that require the previous one in them. I think it's only these two and the crafter, the assembler. I don't know if there's an assembler Mark III. I'll try and get it before we do this. But all of those, I'll craft it to the highest level before needed in crafting, up on the opposite end, so we can take these materials in the opposite direction as well, and also put crafters up on this end to craft intermediary objects. Oopsie. So we can craft intermediary objects on the other side of this, and I'll have to figure out some way to get either run them on the main bus lines or run them somehow directly out of the crafters to these things under the bus lines might be a better idea. So on this side we're crafting the belts, on the other side of the system we craft the belts to level up to it, and then just bring the bus line down to the main system. That is the plan. This is going to take me quite a long time to figure it all out, but it should be well worth it once it is all figured out. I'm going to leave it for the most part just not hooked up to anything on the other end, but we will use planetary logistics systems and interplanetary logistics systems for this. So they will go up this side, and it will be like one here will feed these 3 belts, one here will feed these 3, and so on. One planetary 3 items outputted, and then we just set the request and it goes. So that's the plan. It's going to take a little bit of planning, like setting out all these things, figuring out what they all need and all that. I will be back once at least some of this is functional. We are back from the building thing. I was at this still at 1 AM. We've got most of it done. There is some things missing, like, so this is planetary, then there's going to be interplanetary, then there's going to be the planetary drones and interplanetary drones. However, we need these particle containers, and particle containers require graphene, and graphene requires oil. So we need to run around the world and gather up all the oil. We'll even take from our little red science setup. We want collecting. Base it up.
Flight mode.
I'm gonna run around and find all the oil nodes, and then probably this section here will become an oil setup. I'm not going to run anything to the main storage line yet because we're going to use the drones and stuff that we're going to set up for this. Yeah, that seems like a decent area with no resources in. We're going to use the drones to move all the materials around. Oh, more oil. Lovely. Okay, so I'll be back once we've got all the oil set up. And we're ready to design the big oil factory. Okay, we are back. So we're going to run the setup off of only 2 mines at the moment. I have hooked up to the rest of the mines. However, I am not running belts all the way over the planet to get everything here. We are about to get drones. So that takes oil, makes... and that X-ray cracking takes... So that's if we want to get more hydrogen. And that takes Interesting. So if we plug coal into this, we can potentially make large amounts of... Oh, that's water. Okay, this is gonna be very complicated. Because this thing, we can take oil and turn it into more hydrogen with a graphene output. The graphene could go to generators and run those. And then if we put coal in, we'd have to split the oil 50-50. But then the oil can like loop back into itself. Oh my word, this is gonna be complicated. And then we might want to get some deuterium out of this, which is hydrogen split off. Which is just gonna be lovely. Maybe let's go gathering water. That should be, hopefully, enough. What happens if we... Here we go. We can, like, build around these bad boys if we wanted. I'm just gonna make sure I have enough of them. Where is it? There we go. 4 pumps. One, two, three after it. There we go. Like that, like that. Those now produce water. Cool. And as long as we don't move them, they shouldn't cause any issues. And we have water for our recipes. So I think it was the chemical plant. Yes, that needed water. Stone and oil to make the sulfur. The ooh, that's where the graphite will go. Is into making that. Okay. I'll sit and figure out all of this and come back with a working prototype, or it fully functional, I guess. We are back and we have potentially everything set up. I think I might have gotten some of this wrong, but we have our graphene all the way down there. Deuterium should be there. Hydrogen should be there. The space in front of this is to make hydrogen fuel rods to feed into generators to power. It will be added, but currently we got our graphene and that's what we came here for. So I have the oil all hooked up, but I have the output turned off. So output on, and we should see this thing kick to life, and hopefully, there we go, it starts producing some stuff, and those go into storage tanks and out immediately again, and that should start producing over here to make just hydrogen and graphite. Yep, there the graphite comes, and the graphite comes and goes into here. And this side should produce refined oil. Because it's going from either side, it's gonna have to filter through. And this side should make more oil. We've got a nice coal line feeding in. Oh, we've got our first oil coming in. Have I set this up correct? It took me 2 hours. Have I built this thing correctly? Are we getting our oil? Oil is going to start making sulfuric acid. Haha! We are making sulfuric acid. If this works, I'm kind of proud. Sulfuric acid going in. Oh, I got the lines wrong. Ooh, crap. Okay. That's fine, I guess. So close. So, all we have to do is swap the two lines around. Storage. Actually, it might be better to go like this. Dip, dip. Everything that is graphene, make it hydrogen, and then we go everything that is hydrogen, make it not coal, graphene. Copy. So this line needs to be graphene, 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 oh wait, no, that was correct. Oh, no. Anyway, copy, graphene, graphene, and graphene. Why are these ones not? Oh, because they're not getting hydrogen. And technically we could loop the hydrogen back around, which might be a good idea. Let's empty this of graphene. Yum 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 yum. Oh, is graphene still coming? Oh, there we go. So close. And then we'll have to empty the other one of hydrogen. Put it in and into there. Take this over and into there. And then we just got to scoop this all up. Yum 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 yum. So once the hydrogen's cleared, I'll put it back into that storage tank. How is this still coming? Oh no, there it comes. Okay. I still have some... Okay, there we go. Pure line of graphene incoming. Oh no, we definitely have one of the graphene feed lines is still got some hydrogen on it, I think. Graphene, 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 graphene. Again? No, just... replace that because it's somehow broken. Dump all our hydrogen in. We've got deuterium. Go. Put our excess graphene in here. Actually, we can just graphene into powering us. There we go. Delete. There we go. Oh, that's the deuterium. That's the hydrogen. Okay. Well, because it will split, we can just feed the hydrogen back into this side of the equation, which will make more hydrogen, in turn making more deuterium. We do need the deuterium and the hydrogen. But for us, no, deuterium fuel rods are way better than hydrogen fuel rods. Cool. This whole system seems to be functioning and we're making graphene. You produce deuterium, a stable isotope of hydrogen. Under the influence of a powerful magnetic field, deuterium can be made into standardized deuterium fuel rods for power generation. See? So infinitely looping the hydrogen around in circles. We might even need a bigger deuterium setup. Is going to be really good. This filling up? I think it is. Oh well. These things are only producing at a certain rate, which might mean this is not enough. But it is functional, so functioning is what we wanted. I mean, I can see it's not enough. We're not producing enough graphene out of this system. At least this section of it should never stop. This might, but this shouldn't. Hope actually it might if this is filling up. Yeah, if we get enough deuterium out of this, this section won't ever stop. Which is cool. So, now that we've got those, we can work on making the particle containers. Oh my word, all that for particle containers. I will be back once I've figured out where we're doing the particle containers. I might do its crafting manually for now. Actually, that might be an idea. I have everything here. I'm gonna manually craft some of the particle containers to get the interplanetary logistics up and running. And I'll rather show that off. I know it's manual crafting, but we couldn't manual craft this graphene, which it was the main issue. So I'm gonna go do that. We are back. To put the tower in, so we have the logistics set up to make these particle containers. I made some of the particle containers manually to get the logistics towers to make them automatically. See, we only have 2 left, and we're going to go there. So it's particle containers, photon combiners, and high purity silicone. So particle containers. Actually, yeah, what is the order? Photon combiners, particle containers. Right. Okay, so this one, you high purity silicone, then you particle containers, then you photon combiners. We bring the interesting. Belts down. 1. 2, 3. And all we have to do now is swap this to demand. We'll swap all of them. Now we should see. This is a supply, and there is... Oh, where are the drones going? Why are they... Huh? That's interesting. I'll put more drones in, I guess. There we go. Now they're going to go bring the containers over to here. Who knows where the other drones have gone. We will automate drones as well. But now, this is automated. It's not automated very quickly, I must admit, because I still need to upgrade everything here, and I think double up. I want to make, I think this as 3. So constructors, 3 belts. Three of these.
Replication complete.
Maybe even 4, because oh my word, do these things craft slowly. There we go. Actually, 3 is better. Because then we can split from a belt evenly. I'll have to redo the belts coming in, but that's fine.
Flight mode.
Upgrade F2. There we go. I need
Flight mode.
belts. So,
Cruise mode.
we're bringing the motors over from the weapon factory. So if they're not used in making weapons, they go into this. And then they're sent off to wherever the hell they're needed.
Flight mode.
Once we... I'm going to shut this factory down fairly soon. And then move all the items in storage over to the new place to see what
Cruise mode.
we are missing.
Ended.
See, we need to make everything for this so we can automate these drones next. So that the logistics system is completely automated.
Flight mode.
Oh, what are we out of? Oh, we're out of processors.
Flight
Which is
mode.
fine. Let's...
Cruise
We
mode.
do have more. In a non-permanent setup, but we do have more that I can grab from storage and stick them into the container. So, this is like, basically, the rough idea of what's going to happen. We're going to automate things in smaller bundles. And if you look, most of this copper is not being used. So I'm going to export the copper to be able to be used in setups. And I'll try and smelt it at the miners, just so we're not transporting raw copper around. I think that's a bit stupid, but copper ingots, on the other hand, is really nice. Ooh, those motors. Apparently that's the only supply of motors. We are going to automate motors way better once we've got the system running more. But how's our power? Oh, consumption has gone up a lot. But it's working. Okay, let's go get those chips. Oh, we do have some still on us.
Flight mode. Cruise mode. Cruise ended. Flight mode.
Chips are up here. See, like a factory making chips, we can just demand these two resources and do a nice big factory to make chips instead. I'm like emptying it out because we need a lot of these logistics stations to get everything automated for the logistics stations. There we go. So yeah, one tower will feed 3 lines, 3, 3, 3, and I've spaced it out to be perfect threes, hopefully. The power we can put in the middle behind it, like that. Fairly sure we're going to run into a power issue. But if we get not the super, where is it? These things, we can then use the deuterium fuel rods. which we are making deuterium at the moment, surprisingly. This also makes deuterium, so we'll probably get that. But we need yellow science, which I don't 100% know how we get. But yellow science is also needed for this. So we'll import the titanium, and then we'll make the deuterium here. And we'll export missiles to... the other planet. Can we make yellow science? That is a good question. Cosmo...
Insufficient materials. Flight mode. Cruise mode.
Because deuterium fuel rods are going to be significantly better for powering us and powering everything else. Click on you. I can't. Okay. There we go.
Flight mode.
But what does it require? What are those materials? I don't know. Because that will be soon. We have to get that up. Diamond and titanium crystal. How the hell do we make that? Diamond is that green stuff. Oh no, that's titanium. It's titanium and that green stuff. And the green stuff is organic crystal, which is plastic, oil, water. That's how you make plastic. We're gonna need to expand this setup even more, and yep, we're gonna need to expand the oil setup a lot, which is fine. I'll figure out blueprints for it and go from there. But I think I'll be back once I've got... Actually, I should clean all this monstrosity up. Disable it all. Move everything over, because we should have like enough supply of material to build what we need to get the supply up again, and it will free us up all of this space here for making things. Like we can turn this massive area into motors, or where the old weapons factory is into the motor setup. Just something to get those all automated. I'll figure it all out, because there's definitely a better way to do all this, and we've done it. We just have to get it all hooked up. Okay, we are back to finish off the episode, and we have just pure chaos. Look at all of these drones going. So we cleared out the whole area. We're now producing iron here. We're not producing enough of it, which I don't really care. I'm going to bulk it up later. I'm currently crafting more of these drones so that I can upgrade these things. We have producing two normal motors. So yeah, so we're producing two normal motors, one electromagnetic, and then we're going to do one super magnetic ring production thingy. That super magnetic ring requires the energetic graphene. So we might as well go over to the coal here. pull this in. Go O. Mega smelter, graphene. I went and did all the recipes for these things. So all we have to do is boop. And away she goes. And then collection. We put down as many of these as we can. Oh, foundation required, so right there. Then we put a splitter, we get rid of all the current bolts. Oh, that splitter is way too close there. We power those two. Connect everything in. Connect that to that, that to that, that to that. So I'm also thinking we will have to I'm in 2 months to redo the weapon factory. So there we go. Now this thing is producing. And we just stick some of the drones in. And oh, away they go. Those are demand. Why is that sending graphene?
Cruise ended.
Demand. Oh no, that was right. That must be supply. It's sending drones from that station because our graphene production crashed because we're not using the hydrogen up. So this bolt completely stopped spinning. So I want to do more deuterium, and then when we get the titanium, make the hydrogen fuel rods to power furnaces, and go from there. But we're trying to get the logistics system functioning so that we can place down these blueprints, fill them up, and hey presto, we're in business. We've got the iron, we've got the copper, we have all the motors for producing the bolts, because we are producing the supermagnetic rings at the other factory. And we want to put 10 drones in here. This is a supply. I don't know why I was demanding. There they go. We're using significantly more power, but once the titanium is up and running, we will use those fuel rods to produce more power, and it won't be an issue. These things are pulling the iron out of here as fast as they can. And I'm not sure how... Yeah, it's using the iron as fast as we're making the iron. So we need to convert another node into... another iron cluster into iron production,
Flight mode.
which we have one up here. This can become one, because we don't need all of this anymore. But we also, I think it might be the only free one left. That's why I'm in 2 mines. Yeah, so that one is it, I believe. There is no other iron on the planet that we can get access to that I know of. The only iron is this little bit here, but it's like right in the middle of our logistics system, and it would really cause issues trying to get mines into here. So there is what, 1, 2, 3 up here, and I think we must get rid of this section, so this thing that's making the iron, the magnets, all that, and switch it over to towers demanding the stuff. So, because like we've got a mini motor factory here, we can switch this whole thing over to demanding rather than it being an exclusive, which kind of means I built this all for nothing, but oh well, we needed it. So yeah, we've got a large amount of the logistics up and running now. We are very close to being able to automate these, which I will finish in the next episode. Because we've got the motors, we've got the copper, we've got the graphene for the particle containers. So we just need to make the particle containers. For these, we just need to make the processors, which needs that automated and that automated. And then, oh, and the steel. So I think maybe this node I turn into steel. That way we technically have supply of everything. Before I go and switch these 3 nodes over to be global suppliers. You'll look at this mess here. I know, like, technically I could run from the iron here to there, but it's so much easier just having the drones go, because they can, like, fly through each other and stuff. Well, thanks everyone so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.